Hey guys. All right, so I just want to quickly log on and just kind of give you guys like an overview of something. So I know that your first essay is coming up soon, so I just wanted to kind of show you guys like what you should be looking for in terms of annotation. So we're going to go to the first essay, which is essay assignments, essay one. And I know I already did kind of a video here, and I know that there are two other videos here that show you. But I kind of just wanted to give you guys more of an overview, like, oh gosh, like what should I be looking for when we're trying to make the bridge from INRW to 1301. So I thought I would kind of show you this one and be like, oh, this is kind of like the bridge of what we're learning here and how it connects to the 1301. All right, so let's just say that, okay, well, we're just gonna find a brand new review. So I'm just gonna look up a reviewer that I know very well, and I'm just gonna just type that in. What? Who's that handsome devil? Right. I'm gonna scroll down. We're gonna be like, oh, 9 minutes ago. I'm just gonna click that. All right, here we go. And it is an interview. All right, so let's just say this is like, let's pretend this was a film review. All right, so I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, so what are some things that I notice off the bat? All right, so the first thing I would notice is that it doesn't have like MLA formatting. So this is a film review, but it is an academic kind of type of writing that we're doing, but it doesn't have MLA formatting, which is acceptable. It doesn't have to be MLA formatting in order for it to be academic. So the one thing that I would notice is that there is no MLA formatting, but I do notice a byline, and a byline is who it is by, right? So it is by, there's Lopez, right? All right, so I would highlight that. I'd be like, no MLA, but it does say who it's from. So one thing I would do. The other thing is, okay, then I would notice its title and how it kind of connects with what it's with its audience. It's telling us that this is Geek Vibe Nation. It's an interview. It's interviewing an anime actor. All right, Adam. Cool. So I would make note of the title. And we see here that there's a photo, and then the photo is giving credit to someone. All right, so that would be another thing that I noticed. I'm like, oh, okay, so if I'm doing my own film review, I should know that I should have pictures, I should have a byline, the title should be descriptive, and if there are pictures, I should give them credit to where I got it. Sounds pretty straightforward. Well, film reviews are the exact same way. All of this is the same. So then I notice here, I'm like, oh, what Jack McBrayer, it's like 30 Rock. Okay, so I noticed a name and perhaps an act. I noticed the actor's name and what character they played. All right, and Adam MacArthur, that's another name I would highlight that. It's like, okay, so this is about him. I'm looking at it. And then it goes on to say something like, Marco would be a name. And, reading it, you see, oh, okay, so this actor plays both Marco in the Star versus the Force of Evil and in Jujutsu Kaisen. Okay, so I would highlight that. Okay, Marco, interesting. And then it goes, who is voicing Yuji Itadori in the Jujutsu Kaisen series. Okay, so I would be like, okay, definitely. So I see that there. So I am definitely going to be highlighting names and actors. One thing that you'll notice is that when it's the television show, it should be in caps. I mean, not in caps. I'm so sorry. It should be italicized. Forces of Evil. And we can find an error. The series is not italicized. So that's like, oh, the editor didn't do their job. And then we see another photo. Okay. And oh, there it is again. Credit. So I would be like, okay, so anytime there's a photo here, there should be a credit. And if we give them credit, that is definitely a source. So we're already citing sources, even though we're not having to do too much. So I'm like, all right, so we gave them credit. So that's already two sources there. Oh, look, there's Lopez. What character has been the most exciting to play? And just kind of it's just kind of those kind of notes that you take on. It's like, so we notice names, we notice characters, any photos, we notice that. And we also know there's a link. So anytime you notice this, it's like, oh, they're providing a link. So not only do they have photos saying like, hey, this is something, but they also provide other links. So the links could be something that you use in your own writing. Absolutely. Oh, there he is. Oh no, someone didn't like it. That's too funny. So it is, so these are all things that you should look for. So let's say, okay, well, that's fine and everything, but what about an actual, like an actual review? I'm like, okay, well, we'll look at that. So we'll click here and be like, oh, they have a photo too. They have a photo, they have a byline. This is their byline. And then if we click on the byline, another thing that you should be looking at is their biography. It's like, do they have a biography? So if you click on their name, do they have a biography? And this is something that film reviews have. If you've noticed that, I would definitely like print them out at any point in time. It's like when you print them out, you'll see, oh no, oh, it doesn't let you up here. You scroll down, I guess. Sometimes you can click on it, other times, oh, there it is. All right, so other times you just have to look for the, but they usually have a, oh, and you can click on it too for some reason. Okay, well, anyways, there it is. So they will have a byline, so always make sure to click on them. So one thing I've noticed here is like, oh, they have a byline. And then if you click on their byline, they have a bio. So this is also a biography. So when you're doing your own film review, you should notice, okay, a byline should be up there and a brief bio at the bottom. But we also notice that when we click on it, it's not a part of the essay. Like it's not in the same kind of format. It's not directly like linking it to, there's actual separation there. So if we scroll down, we notice that, oh, okay, that's the end of the interview. And we kind of get this line here showing us the separation. And we also notice a photo, a name, and the biography. So those are the kind of things that you should annotate when you're looking at things. It's like, oh, there's a difference here. Like it's not a part of the essay, even though it looks like it should be. Another thing that we should notice is that there's usually a rating system. There's these here, but normally the film reviews will have a rating system, and that's something that you should always incorporate into yours, is a rating system, like how many stars, 5 out of 3 stars, 2 out of 5, or something like that, how good or bad it is. And there's usually a call to action, like Emily the Criminal is in theaters now. So that's just kind of telling you, like, if it's something that interests you, it's in theaters now, or if it's something that is like, oh no, that's not, it's not a really good film, I don't really think you should watch it, then you should, I believe if I click on onward, I wonder if it's gonna let me read it. Oh, yep. So if you click on his name, you get his bio. Let's see. Oh no. That's kind of what I thought. So it won't let me unless you do that. Okay, so really easy fix. Click, right click, open up incognito browser, paste it there, hit enter, and there you go. Super easy fix. So anytime you have something like that, they're like, oh no, it won't let me read, just copy and open up an incognito browser. And so it says, and it tugs at the heartstrings, particularly to the ending. It'd be a messy and magical journey. To the point of this is find your own sort of specialty by the end. Familiar magic with you. So he's kind of saying, like, it's not a great film, but it's still something worth watching. So it is kind of a call to action. I would say they need a stronger one, especially since this is GQ. But yeah, ultimately it does end with kind of a, well, what do you want to end on? A positive, negative note, what are we looking at here? So those are the kind of things that I think I would notice are like the ending there, the bio, the byline, if there's a rating system. So something like this would work. Wow. How does it have 3 on everything? Okay, there. I undeepened it. It's like kind of like a rating system there, like your reaction to it. Let's see. So there are photos. So I would always look at the photos. They do not provide. So sometimes if these are their own photos, if they've taken them from the corporation themselves, they do that. They usually should provide where they got it from and any actors and what characters they play. So they're always next to each other. There's a couple of links here. So Rotten Tomatoes is good. clips in here. All right, so I would definitely look at those things, like noticing like, okay, so if I'm annotating, I notice photos, I notice actors' names directly next to the characters they play and vice versa, bio, a byline, a call to action, a reaction, kind of like your rating or reaction. And I think those would be the things that you should notice about this. So but when we're looking at this, always make sure that we're looking at like the whole thing, like annotate all of these things. That way, you know what to look for it when you're actually writing your own film review in 1301. So those are just kind of the things that I wanted to point out to make sure that we saw them. And if you wanted to add like any links to anything, you can absolutely go for it. We see one here and we saw a couple on the other one. So they're usually like that. But yeah, definitely. Let me know. Hopefully this gave you more of a understanding of what a film review is and also how to annotate. So when you're annotating, definitely look for those things. Look for anything that stands out, anything that is seen as worth noting. All right, so I think that's everything. Yeah, so if you have any questions, let me know.